Hey everyone, welcome to my channel Random Sync 7, and today I'm going to show you a few basic adjustments that you can make to your KTM 390 Adventure for a better off-road experience. Anyway, so welcome to my channel. I basically make videos about the 390 Adventure, the Duke 200, and travel within the Northeast, and few basic gear reviews that I use. So that's about it. Anyway, so let's go ahead and I'll show you the basic adjustments that you can make to this bike for a better off-road experience, as I said. Let's go. Let's start. Okay, first things first, let's start with the most obvious one. You need to remove this rubber from the footrest so that these you can rely on these teeth on the footrest for a better grip when you're off-roading. For example, say you're in a very slushy and muddy environment and your boots or your riding shoes are full of mud. That's when this particular rubber would not help you with gripping the bike better. And also remember the fact that when you're riding off-road and you're standing up and riding, you only have 2 points of contact, that is the foot pegs and the handlebars. So you want to make sure that you have a very good grip with the foot peg, and this is one thing that you can do. And then moving along, immediately next to the footrest, on the brake lever side, you can adjust the brake lever as well. Basically the reach, or the how far close the foot peg, the brake lever is. So basically, if you have a large foot, you can take the brake lever slightly further away, and if you have a smaller foot, you can bring it closer. Also, the fact that when you're riding off-road, you want to make sure that the brake lever is slightly higher up, and you can very easily adjust that with this nut here. You need to loosen this first one and then adjust it with the top one. So make sure you make this basic adjustment. This is on the brake lever side. Let's go towards the gear lever side and I'll show you what you need to do that side. Okay, on the gear lever side, basically you want to do the same thing to the footrest as well, but you want to raise the gear lever slightly, because what happens is when you're riding, say with specifically off-road boots, what happens is it becomes very difficult to place your boot between this gap. So if you raise this slightly, which can be done with this screw here, you have a better reach, or adjustability, or you can shift the gears better easily or more easily with off-road boots when you push it slightly up. So that is something that you should probably do. But if you're not riding with off-road boots, maybe this setting or the normal setting that the bike comes with should be good enough for you. So that's another thing that you can do. Anyway, let's go ahead and now we'll go to the handlebars, because that's the second point of contact. The footrest, for the footrest, these are the basic things that you can do: the brake lever and the gear lever, and remove the rubber from the footrest. Now let's go ahead and up. Okay, next up, coming to the handlebars, maybe you may or may not, depending on whether how much you're riding along the highway or on pavement, you might want to remove the rear view mirrors. That's something that I always do. Okay, so why you want to remove the rear view mirror is that, at least in my experience, apart from bending the handlebar, the rear view mirrors are something that always break whenever you have a fall or you crash. So you want to save that and keep that properly. There's no point having an additional expenditure just because you're going off-road. So you might want to remove these completely, both the rear view mirrors in fact. Also, it gives you more freedom of movement. I feel, especially if you're going a little low on the bike while standing up. Yeah, so that's one reason why. And the same thing goes for the windscreen. You might just break it on a fall, so it's better to save it up and remove it, because it doesn't really deflect any. You don't need any wind deflection when you're riding off-road. So yeah, that's pretty much why you should be removing both the rear view mirror and the front windshield when going off-road on your KTM 390 Adventure. Okay, next up, another adjustment that you might want to do is adjust the angle of the lever here. So as you can see, I don't know if you have noticed this, but there's certain level of adjustment that you can do, and it's given or indicated by these this gap here. I need to actually show you how or what it does. So basically, when you're standing up and riding, your hand is at a particular angle, and you want to make sure that the levers are slightly lower, so that when you're standing up, the angle is actually very straight, or the angle of your fingers are straight to the brake lever in this case, and the clutch lever on the other side. So it's much easier for you to adjust or brake. Otherwise, what happens is when this is slightly higher up, and when you're standing, you have this bend here, and you don't want that bend when you're off-roading. You adjust the hand levers in such a way that when you're standing up, it's in a straight line, and it's much easier for you to operate the controls of the bike. So that's something I've done on for my brake lever here, and it's, you can see at the last setting. And the only thing that you need to do is you need an 8mm spanner here, loosen this screw, bring it front up or down, and adjust that. So that's for the brake lever, front brake, and the same goes for the rear, for the clutch. And as you can see, I have adjusted this slightly a little too much, and it's a little too low. And what happens now is, now it's way too low for me to change the gears, but I think I need to change this back up. So for this, you just need a 10mm spanner that you need to loosen this nut and adjust this angle here. Maybe I'll show you in another video how to adjust these two, but for now, these are some of the adjustments that you can do to your 390 Adventure to have a better experience while off-roading. And I'm pretty sure these would help you in some or the other way. Okay, another two things that you might actually want to change or add to your bike when off-roading is something that I want to talk about. Hang on. Okay, the only two modifications or accessories that I would change or add to the bike before heading out for an off-road are, one, a metal handguard here, maybe from Buckbusters or Acerbis, whatever the brand is available. You want to save both the levers, both the clutch and the front brake lever, from breaking while going on during an off-road, because you don't want to be carrying spares. Come on, that's not practical, and it's a lot easier that or you'll be saving a lot more after adding these, because every time you break this, you want to change it. It's not a feasible option. The second thing that I would probably do is add a metal bash plate or a engine bash plate. Yeah, this, so that you hang on, I'll add a clip here that you can see where I've hit the rocks, or we're trying to push the bike over a landslide, and basically the bottom of the engine is hitting the rocks, and I want to be with peace of mind that nothing will happen to the bike even though I'm hitting rocks, and the engine is not damaged at all. There are no cracks or breakage or leakage or anything like that. So I want to make sure that that happens, and that will only ensure I can only ensure that by adding a metal bash plate. So yeah, those are the only two changes that I would probably make before heading out for an off-road. And if possible, obviously the tires. I don't know what tires I'm thinking of. Maybe the TKC 80 or the Metzeler Karoo or the Pirelli Scorpion Rally. I'm not sure what. First, I need to finish this before changing that to a proper block pattern 50/50 off-road tire, but we'll see that. But yeah, before heading out, couple of basic adjustments that you can do without spending any money, and get a better off-road experience. And probably the only two things that you need to change right here and right here, so that you are protected when you go off-road. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's pretty much that's pretty much what you, or at least the changes that I would make when heading out off-road, and the two things that I would add to have a better and safe off-road experience with this bike. Anyway, so we are on 50+ days of lockdown, and I don't know how or when I'll be able to head out, but I've added this now, a small microphone. I don't know if the voice is better, but do let me know. There's some ambient noise, cars going by still. So if you find this video any better than the previous ones, or especially the audio from the previous ones that I've made, please give a thumbs up and like, or do comment about your feedback on the comment section. That's it, guys. Stay safe, stay indoors, and take care of your family until this corona thing is over. Bye bye.